Welcome everyone to Games XP Championship. We are back today. We've got a few games for you tonight. But we're going to start it up with this one. We've got the Reign of Kings versus the White Lotus.
Woo!
And, this one is very interesting. And not enough to say about both teams. You look at White Lotus, and really I feel like at this point they kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah, they have one of the best records in the league. They are 10-0.
One
of the best. Yeah.
I don't think a record gets any better than that right now.
Come on, I'm trying to. I mean, record. First place and sixth place is basically the same because of playoffs. So in the end, you can have a perfect record, but if you don't win playoffs, then what's the point?
I don't know. You gotta put some value on seeding. Seeding is pretty important. And White Lotus definitely looking for that first seed. I believe there's only I think it's 3 wins off from the second place right now. So they're sitting pretty comfortable. Of course, they've just been a completely consistent. I think in the whole of the league, in the 7 weeks, they've dropped 2 games total, like 2 individual games total. So definitely an airtight team. And of course, Reign of Kings coming in. This is their 2nd week of play, so they're relatively fresh, relatively new. But we'll be getting into picked bands right away.
Yeah, actually, who do you predict is gonna get banned here? I think a couple of bans are gonna go towards Freshburger, but
I would say I've seen a lot of these drafts against White Lotus, and I have my own thoughts. And I think the Katarina is definitely one you got to take away. Even though people will talk here and there about countering Katarina, what you can do against Katarina, the end of the line is Fuji put on a beautiful performance on Katarina, and I don't really want to see that ever again. So getting rid of that's good. Really, I think they want to attack the Sejuani here, and they're going to go for that ban as well. You'd almost think I was just handing it to him. But the Sejuani ban, very important. Kairos has time and time again been sort of a friend of his side lanes getting banned. We've seen so many.
Graves go.
I don't think Graves banned.
I mean, the thing with Graves is to pick Graves into your team, you have to be really confident about your jungle. So, by White Lotus actually banning the Graves, they might be saying, "Hey, I think Abuse Mother is probably one of the carries in the team, one of the bigger threats in the team, also unique with that Akali and Swain ban." So it's basically like showing a bit of respect towards those 2 members in particular.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Graves definitely has had a strong showing as a very generalistically good sort of jungler. He has the ability to be very tanky and also put out a lot of damage for the team. So while you're not as much of the utility knock-up tanky type junglers that really facilitate a team fight, you are just sort of your own individual threat. And getting rid of that threat is something that White Lotus don't want to deal with in the jungle now that Kairos has lost his Sejuani off there. But they're going to respond with the Rakan Xayah.
Yeah, the Xayah Rakan bot lane is obviously the strongest synergizing bot lane right now. They create so much pressure in early game, and then Xayah obviously pops off in late game, in mid to late game. So it's really good to have that combo. But now that I see, they actually picked Orianna and Braum. Braum is to obviously counter Xayah with their feathers, so it won't go behind. Then there's a Kai'Sa pick. Now that's actually really interesting. She just recently got nerfed. Her passive got nerfed. Not a big nerf. Like, it won't affect her that much, but it's still a little bit of a hit. So interesting to see them pick it right here.
Yeah, I would say most notably, Kai'Sa's most recent nerfs were off of the percent health off of Plasma, which really is a major nerf towards killing off tanks, which Kai'Sa as an AD carry was extremely effective as. And we sort of just saw her getting to a point on her item spikes where she was shredding everyone. No matter how much of a tank you were, she was just kind of shredding everybody around the same pace. So while it is a nerf to Kai'Sa, we're still sort of seeing her kill off these, carry types, other damage dealers at a really rapid rate, honestly. So she's still a very strong competitive pick.
She's a hyper carry. She's just like a Jinx, a Tristana, or a Vayne, for example. She's more of a Vayne, obviously, than the other 2, but like...
Right.
Realistically, like, that won't hurt her as much, it'll hurt her a bit, but she can still go. It didn't affect her AP build. It didn't affect her attack speed build. It didn't affect her AD build. So
I think an
realistically,
interesting pick here is the Nunu pickup for Kairos.
yeah.
Versus, I feel
the
like I
Nunu,
haven't seen Nunu get played. The new Nunu get played in this league yet. But
Okay, so
very interesting champion.
yeah, the thing with the Nunu though is that old Nunu used to have amazing clear. His clear speed was insane. His uh counter jungling was insane. His objective controls was insane. But now with the new Nunu, you slap Predator on him, you go and gank every lane with your gigantic
You
snowball.
essentially have a mini Scion ult
Yeah,
to get
mini
with as a
Scion
W.
ult. It's a mixture of a Scion ult and an Aurelion Soul Q. So
Pretty wild. So we're gonna
yeah.
see LeBlanc Mundo band's gonna come through on the side, and that's interesting that they go for the Mundo band over the Scion, because I think that Fresh Burger here is really gonna take the Scion pretty easily here.
Yeah, that's 3
Yep.
bans towards the junglers from White Lotus.
Yeah, so they're definitely more worried about Najat than Viator. And of course, Fresh Burger has been known for most of this league to be a very consistent top laner, and without much help from Kairos, has done his part to really, carry himself in lane. Really not too worried about any 1v1 matchup. So I think the directing.
Yasuo? Oh,
Nah.
nah. That's gonna be okay. Or really a really safe top laner.
That's I really like the draft the Arena Kings bringing out here. They definitely have a lot of, and they definitely, I talk about this a lot. They have a lot of, well, both sides on this team have a lot of avenues to start a fight. You have the Maokai advance, you have the Maokai ultimate, the Braum ultimate, the Orianna ultimate, the Orianna, put on top of the Maokai.
Oh.
There's
now there's a Camille.
Camille jungle.
Okay, so what I don't like about this is instead of going the Orianna or the Maokai, with the Camille, you could have paired it up with a Galio. In either of the 2 lanes, Galio Camille is one of the best synergizing combos that they're.
Who's the what now?
So.
Well, I see a.
Well, are we? I assume that we're gonna see same picks and bans.
Yeah, we're just gonna. There's a. Yeah, we're gonna get right back into this draft. Same picks, same bans, just a minor technical issue, and.
Well, yeah. Okay, so he's back. So they're gonna. Oh, I think we need to move, don't we?
Yes, I think we. We're moving on. I'm looking at the drafts. We're gonna get back into that draft. We're gonna have it again. I'm not gonna worry about it, but.
So yeah, well, as I was saying, like the Camille Galio. Imagine this: take out the Maokai, right? Slap in a Galio. Put in the Camille jungle, put in the Orianna, and put in the Kai'Sa and the Braum. That team fight is insane. Camille gets on any of the carries, can get into Xayah, onto Diana, onto Nunu, anyone.
No,
that person's gonna be dead.
You said the Camille jungle and the Orianna, but are you suggesting switching the Maokai for Galio?
Yeah, switching the Maokai for Galio. Galio top isn't as strong because of obviously he won't be able to like roam down to bot lane. But like mid to late game, it's gonna be nuts, especially with a Kai'Sa and a Braum. Their team fights. First of all, Kai'Sa with that team comp can jump to whoever she wants, so she can go and assassinate any carry. Galio is going to create a monstrous amount of CC, so nobody can really get to her, regardless if they wanted to. Oriana is gonna have her boss. That's probably gonna be on the Galio once he goes in, and that's gonna be an instant kill for anyone who's in Galio's W range or Oriana's ult range. So it's just an insane teamfight combo.
Yeah, I was gonna say you see it the way that it's set up. I mean, I still like the setup they've gone with the Maokai. It takes a little bit of pressure off of Unique to be the one to initiate the Oriana ultimates to find the routes to start a fight that way. You have the option now for Viator on the Maokai to sort of walk up to the enemy team and maybe soak up a Scion, and it's a little bit better than having that moment of the Galio ultimate to come afterwards, because you're going to have both teams are going to have to be able to answer each other's starting a fight at a moment's notice. Because on the side of White Lotus, you have Scion ultimate, you have Rakan being able to W ultimate from 3 miles away, the Nunu snowball coming in. There's so many things you have to instantly answer on the side of White Lotus, that having that Maokai there, having the to throw out the Maokai ultimate to try to snare some people up in response, as well as the Oriana ball, this and that. What?
Me too.
We're just not. We know what?
They don't want to start this game. We're having a blast talking about.
Right. We're just gonna theorize. We as the casters are going to pick who wins this game based purely on theory. Don't worry about it.
Well, I personally think, because I have a screenshot of the picks and bans, I personally think that Reign of Kings has more targeted, more reliable CC rather than White Lotus. White Lotus has more situational CC. If Scion can get it to a right angle to actually hit them, same with Nunu. If Rakan can actually reach them with the ulti, if Xayah can ult snare them correctly, if Diana can actually land her Q ult E. Wow, they just need to press, realistically, every single one of them just needs to press one button to get on top of whoever they want.
Pretty much. I would say it's definitely going to be, I mean, looking at both sides, it's definitely going to be a battle of the R buttons. I won't lie about that. You definitely have, and I mean, so many of these teams draft in similar ways, and we saw in previous Reign of Kings sets, but I believe they played against NFG, and I believe they have another set that they played against, I want to say Red Dusk, I don't remember, but I know that Reign of Kings has been a team that drafts those sort of comps. They've drafted these comps where you throw all this crowd control at the enemy team at the same time, and you take them out. But the problem that Reign of Kings has found, they've not clenched out a set win yet, and so many of the issues that this team has found are that they split up their focus. They have five people committed to a team fight that want to press all of their buttons together, but you'll see 2 pick a fight over here and 3 a fight over here, and it leaves their forces sort of split up and not really in a position that they want to be in.
So now that we say, what do you think the jungle matchup is gonna be? Camille versus Nunu.
Like I said, I haven't particularly seen much of the Nunu. I see a lot of the memes that he puts out where he just kind of snowballs in a lane at level 2 and just knocks you up, and you're snared up and you can't deal with it. And Camille, of course, is also a very early aggression focused jungler. Of course, you have the power in that hook shot stun, and Camille puts out so much damage in just her early combo that both of these champions, I believe, pose a very high early level threat.
But she also got hard nerfed the other day, a couple patches ago, where her Camille, her hook shot got really hard nerfed.
Was it a speed nerf, a range nerf, a damage nerf?
I believe it was a damage nerf, and also a nerf to her passive shield.
Okay, yeah, the passive shield I remember got changed in value or duration, and the damage on hookshot got lowered, which is fine because hookshot was doing too much damage for a level 2 combo. You were essentially just a superpowered Jarvan. But what I'm getting at is, for a champion to have access to level 2 crowd control, what you have to look at for a champion that has that much in their kit is the lanes they can gank. And you look at it on both sides, and really any lane besides mid is very easily gankable for. Unless you could have Fuji try to get into a position where he can, maybe get a flash moonfall onto Unique to get that Diana slow on him to facilitate Nunu, but every other lane is very easy to gank for. Maokai is super easy to gank for. You land a Camille stun into a Maokai root, and that's basically dead. You land a Braum slow onto a Camille, and then that's 4 autos almost immediately for the lockup. On the other side, you have the Nunu snowball coming into the Rakan knockup, and then Xayah snare, and then of course it'll be very interesting to see if these teams utilize the early strength in gank power that their junglers are bringing, because I don't really know about Nunu. I know he's kind of typically he's built more tank, like usually maybe 1 or 2 AP items into full tank, but the scaling on these junglers is not as prevalent as some of the other more carry junglers like the Kindred and Graves. So their strength comes more in their early ganking power. And it'll be interesting to see if Kairos is comfortable on this Nunu pick, as he is usually on the Sejuani, to look for those early opportunist ganks to find the same type of things on the Nunu.
And also, you have to think that White Lotus has to actually get effect from their team fighting and their CC. They actually need to time all their CC. If they can time their CC by then hitting the next one before the other one finishes, that can you will not be able to move from that. If you see a Nunu snowball, for example, or not a Nunu snowball, a Scion ult. Once the knockup is done, you see a Nunu snowball.
Right.
Once that's done, you see a Rakan
jump on.
Yeah,
it's just a bounce castle on the side of White Lotus if they can get everything to layer as the way they want to, which is definitely going to put a lot onto Viator and Unique to be able to use their ultimates to keep things sort of in line and really keep the White Lotus from advancing on them.
Also, the Ignite on both supports, that's really aggressive, and I personally like that. I like more the Ignite on the Rakan more than the Braum. I think Braum should went probably for exhaust for the Kaisa, or not for the Kaisa, for the Xayah early on, and for the Diana and Laken. As Orianna went barrier too, which is kind of weird because normally people prefer to go either ghost or heal. But
I don't know. The barrier is definitely a solid choice for the Orianna because you are dealing with a lot of upfront damage on the Diana, especially if you know that you're being engaged on by the QR combo of Diana. I mean, you'll typically see mid laners on the defensive ones for Orianna. You're either going to take cleanse or barrier, and of course, cleanse isn't going to do you much aside from a Nunu snare. But once you've gotten to the point where you're snared with Nunu after the knockup, cleanse is going to do it for you anyway. So barrier is definitely going to be the one you want to take to mitigate the damage here, and it's more effective against burst champions like Diana, who will go in on the Q or on the Q ult auto for that instant access damage, and negating a large part of that for the retaliation of Orianna is definitely going to do a lot for him. Yeah. So the Ignite on Fuji is definitely going to be a boon as well. You'd definitely be looking for these early kills. Fuji, a player in this mid lane who has always been an opportunist to look for kills. Seen a lot of sets that I've cast White Lotus.
Very aggressive mid
laner, and I'll be interested to see, since they were willing to target those first 2 bans at Unique in the mid lane if they're going to really focus on the jungle. But on that note, we're going to head over to a commercial break, and we will catch you guys on the Rift.
See you.
I'm Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
And we are back. Games XP Championship. We got technical issue, and we will be right back. And we are actually back.
Are we gonna see an invade from White Lotus right here?
Ooh, we're looking for something.
Ooh.
Arena Kings is just chilling. I don't think anybody's really gonna get caught out if they do get invaded on, but nah.
Rob needs to go or
I don't want to see none of that. No,
Rob,
fine.
come on, Rob.
He's fine.
He
Look at
left
that.
the Ghost Portal
Nothing
there,
happened.
though.
Good man.
Yo, Ghost Portal win games, boys.
So for those of you just coming back to make sure you know where we are, we've got White Lotus versus Reign of Kings, Game 1. I'm Skyson. I'm joined by Animosity. We are getting in here, and no one is going to be invading any jungles at level 1, because that's not cool.
So, here's a 2PA new skin, which, for you guys that don't know, 2PA is actually the Season 2 victors of Worlds that was the biggest upset in LCS history.
That's pretty wonderful. Well, considering at the time it was 2 seasons. 2PA was also great.
Yeah, but they had to fight against the Zubu Frost in the finals, and everyone was like, you know what, they're gonna lose.
Never forget you, Messiah. However, we're definitely seeing a little what we're looking for. Unique definitely putting a little bit of damage down on Fuji. And of course, we're seeing every single time this camera takes me to top lane, I get to see more Scion Qs. I never want to see again in my life. Take them away.
I think the most annoying part of Scion is the E, though.
I don't know. The E was definitely a super problem until they nerfed it 3 or 4 times. Now that the Q costs, I think, 40 mana at all ranks, it's just, it's so annoying. You're doing something, and then Scion is lifting his axe, and you're like, well, I guess I'm taking this. It's more interesting when you watch another top laner try to trade with him, and then he puts on a, ooh! Vader, a nice dodge on that Q, and actually gets on top of him, gets a nice amount of damage on the Scion in return. Very nice play for Vader.
Maokai Scion counter confirmed.
That looked actually really good from Vader.
Yeah, so a lot of people prefer to go stealth or my bad, unsealed spellbook on Rakan and also Spellthief to get a lot of early damage, especially when you're with a Xayah, because you guys level 2 realistically you guys should be going in, or even level 1 with the W synergy that they both have.
Right.
But it's pretty interesting to actually see both coin and going Guardian instead of going the unsealed spellbook.
Yeah, I'll say I personally am a fan of Coin and Guardian on Rakan, and especially against the Braum lane. It's really rough against Braum Kai'Sa because similar to Braum Lucian, Kai'Sa is very good at quickly putting stacks down.
Wait,
Ajada's here. Fresh might actually be caught out. Finds the hook shot, doesn't find the stun. Freshburger has nowhere to go. He's gonna go down for first blood, but Vader has a flash out of there. The slow tactical sweep comes on, not be enough. Roots him up and actually takes him out, and they don't get the return kill.
Jesus, that was so close. That is really scary if you're on Reign of Kings right there.
Very nicely done.
Definitely. Well played. And unfortunately for Freshburger, I believe he did have it warded. No, did he? Yeah, he did have it warded, but it was late. It was a very late reaction from him.
He was in the middle of doing stuff with Vader. He actually, I mean, he got locked up by the Maokai and got into a fight with him. And while he was in the middle of being locked up by the Twisted Advance, he found himself getting yanked. He really didn't have time to go anywhere.
Oh,
we're seeing overreaction from here. We see the Rakan knock up. Kairos coming on the side. Asadeus on fire, trying to lock out of their belt, or gets out of there afterwards. They're both going to make it out.
With barely any HP, too.
Any is more than 0.
But, wait, I actually think, did Camille hit the... Yeah, Camille did hit
Camille did not hit the hook shot.
No, the blast point to get over. That's why...
yeah.
React. So, yeah, definitely. Pretty good gank. Oh, and here she comes.
That's coming for the return. The ward's expired. Goes for the hook shot. Lands the stun.
He does that.
Lands the second. Has the flash. Finds the flash sweep and the auto attack. Takes him out of time. Freshburger goes down for the second time.
So Freshburger is definitely getting the Dyrus treatment this game.
Reign of Kings are definitely working to capitalize here.
Honestly, Reign of Kings is doing...
Ooh, the flash W from Daydreams. Look at all that damage on Asadeus. Finds the heal, finds the plasma shot. Belzar trying to get in there, finds the ignite, looking for the 4th auto. Doesn't quite find it. Would have probably got the kill there.
So Reign of Kings are like showing a lot of like good plays all around the map. Unfortunately for White Lotus, they couldn't get the double kill or couldn't get a kill in that double flash engage.
Ooh, but Fuji goes in, has level 6, finds the dive, finds the Q, the auto, the ult.
Oh, but wait.
The barrier's gonna come through. He flashes it again.
No.
He takes the kill, flashes away from him for the final hit.
So as you were saying, that Fuji is a very aggressive player. We can see it right there. He went for a really aggressive play right there. Unfortunately, he could not capitalize, and now it's 3-0 for Reign of Kings in this first game of the day. What do you think is gonna happen now? Just by these 5 minutes alone, what do you think is gonna happen?
This is major, and I mean, I talked about it. We talked about it a little bit going in about these junglers, about the Camille jungle, and I told you the level 2 pressure, the level 2, level 3, the full combo, and facilitating a gank for the Maokai. I mean, you have that snare that gives Camille more than enough time to slide in there for a 2-man gank, or for the the 2-body, and Ajad is putting it completely on display and doing absolutely great work in this top lane to get Vader up here. And as for the mid lane, I mean, I talked about that too. Fuji definitely the player that will look for the plays and look for the early aggressive kills. Even if he knew it was going to cost his life, he went into for that tower. Unique, very great presence of mind to wait for that second ultimate and force him into get the flash for the last auto. Gets away from him in time to find the kill of his own and not go down. Very nicely done, as we see the very deadly red buff is going to take a Ajad out there.
we all know
did not win that PvE fight.
After Double F died back when he first went into TL. So another thing is like first of all, I'm actually really surprised that Ayat, I don't even know how to pronounce that. The Camille is actually basically have the same clear speed as
Ooh, Vader's gonna
Vader.
go for the ultimate here. Doesn't quite find the follow-up that he's looking for.
Oh,
Snowball's gonna come through and knock up Unique as he gets away.
Fuji's really
I believe that was the Oriana ultimate used on Fuji. Trying to get the solo kill there.
Freshberger is in a really dangerous position.
Yeah, this is rough. Vader has enough mana to really get all that done here.
Yeah, but he probably knows that Camille isn't on his. There's no reason for her to be in the top side jungle other than the. Well, at bot side, she does have the Mountain Drake there, which is a very important objective. And in my opinion, it's like one of the best dragons. I believe it's the second best. Depending on the
Mountain?
situation, it might be, yeah. Depending
yeah,
on the
most people would
situation,
say
it
it's
might
like
be
in-
the best.
Most people would say it's basically Inferno, Mountain, and then whichever is your favorite after that.
Cloud.
I love Cloud. I love movement speed. I am an advocate for movement speed in all games, all RPGs, all forms of everything. I love movement speed. I love going fast. So I'll say Cloud's #1 personally for me, but you know it is what it is.
Yeah, people say Cloud is useless. Not people thought that Ocean was gonna
We're
be
seeing a
really
snowball come through here in the Bel'Thazar. He's level 5. He blocks it up so it doesn't get past him, but it wasn't going to go past him anyway. They're going to stave him off there.
good. So now what I'm seeing here is that
Ooh.
White Lotus actually has like a lot of pressure balling. They can actually go for a dragon play, and I believe that is what they're gonna do as Nunu's walking towards it. Yeah, that is what they're gonna do. They're gonna go for the dragon. They right now, I believe Reign of Kings has no vision on it. Other than like speculation, like wait, their ball lane's rotating up. Are they gonna do dragon? Are they doing dragon? And
Ooh, Fuji goes in, finds the Q ultimate combo. Finds a nice bit of damage there. Finds another Q ult, finds the ignite, but the Bear's gonna come out from Unique again. Finds another ultimate, the auto attack.
Oh.
That's there. He's looking dodges the ultimate.
Wow.
Fuji got nice moves here.
Yeah,
And at the
but
same time, we're gonna see White Lotus take the Mountain Drake.
yeah, as I was saying that they didn't know about it. They only had speculations, and obviously after seeing that pink ward, they obviously knew they were on it, but couldn't contest because not Nunu, my bad. Camille was on the top side of the map, so that's a free dragon for them.
Yeah, definitely the good turnaround. And you see that despite the 3-kill lead, we're seeing White Lotus really bring the
Fuji. Fuji's
back.
in a. Oh no.
Ajak finds the flash, finds the ultimate, and Fuji is going to go down. Gets the shield, not quite in time for the assist, but it's enough to take down Fuji again. Now we have both solo laners for White Lotus sitting on the O2.
So, you're White Lotus right now. You're against this team that you thought you were going to win against. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I'm like I was about to say before we got into that, we're looking at the way things are going, and I mean, you look across the board, no one on White Lotus is losing in CS right now. You actually see Freshburger's established an almost 30 CS lead, despite being 2 deaths down. So White Lotus are still, even though they're down kills right now, they're still playing their game. They are definitely farming out the lane, doing what they can. Fuji is, of course, going a little bit aggressive, of course, but you're still seeing we're seeing another gank here. Not even interested. Freshburger is going to ult out of that. Vader's going to chase him down, gets the lockup, and Ajat's going to come back up here, but I don't think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, Freshburger is also really tanky. Oh,
Ooh,
but
Ajat is actually going to hookshot. Doesn't find the stun. Here comes the Malphite ultimate. Finds the tactical sweep, so he's going to get locked up here. But Nunu's here. They're looking to do a little more. You're going to get slowed up. I don't think they're going to make anything happen.
So, let's see. They're behind 9k gold right now. Or not 9k, my bad. 900
again.
They're behind 900 gold right now. 800 roughly.
Right.
And let's see. Rift Herald's up. Camille's currently invading, even though she has no mid pressure and no top pressure, which can be really risky because realistically, Sion can follow up faster than Maokai. But Nunu's gonna walk up and gonna try and go for a gank.
Nunu's on the side here. Vader's gonna throw to the bush. Try to turn
no,
around.
they don't know.
Ajat's here though. Ajat's gonna find the hook shot. Goes into the snowball. Doesn't quite find it. Tactical sweep's gonna go through. Doesn't have the ultimate available right now. The Nunu, the absolute zero, but Unique's here. Finds the ultimate and throws him off. They're gonna find the kill on Kairos.
And that's 5 kills to nothing. They are almost 1k ahead, and like, they are 1k ahead now. You just have to think like, what is White Lotus doing? They're getting out rotated right now, like
Yeah, they're
really
definitely
hard.
finding.
Jungle presence right now. Jet is actually like really showing up in every play.
Yeah, I was saying that is definitely bringing the Camille jungle. I mean, we saw 3 bans targeted at him, and he still found another pick to go through here, and really showing off his flexibility as a jungler on these, early aggressive carry type junglers. Definitely showing himself to be a major force here on the lower. Yeah, Ethereal, the Braum knockup, but at the same time, Daedrian comes through. That is way too much damage for them to deal with.
But wait, Fuji.
Ignite's gonna come through. Fuji's gonna dive right in there, gets ignited, gets queued up for the slow, but Ajot's here. No, he misses the hook shot. Tries to find damage. He's in the middle
this
of the
is
floor
so
right now.
bad for them.
Ajot's trying to get out. He goes for the ultimate to lock himself in the cage. Doesn't quite have the time. He's rooted up, and another kill goes right into Ethereal's pocket, and they get the tower in turn.
Well,
and the tables turn completely for White Lotus as they pull ahead to a near 2K lead.
That's a 2K lead just from one play.
And that put so much money in Ethereal's pocket.
Indeed. And especially it's so good on Zaya. Now she insta-bought Berserker Greaves and a Brawler's Glove and a Dagger and a Pink Ward.
Yeah, that was
Jesus
very rich pickup for Ethereal for sure.
She herself is 1K ahead of the Kaisa. So
yeah, they immediately put themselves in a position to, and this happens so often for the White Lotus squad. No matter what's happening, the snowball's coming through. Doesn't quite find her.
What was the name of that? It was like super funny. It's like the biggest snowball ever.
Yeah, pretty sure it's the biggest snowball ever. Yes.
With an exclamation mark. At least be right there.
It is quite large.
quite a tremendously big snowball.
But here's Ajot finding the stun. Fuji doesn't find the Q. He's gonna miss the ultimate, but I think Ajot has the damage here. The tactical sweep finds the kill. Fuji's gonna find his 3rd death of the game.
So yeah, right now Ajot's playing like Bjergsen for TS7, stepping up really hard for his team, and just interesting plays all around the map. He got top lane sort of ahead kills wise, put Freshbreaker a little bit behind. But already 40 CS up. How behind do you think you have to put Freshbreaker so he can actually be useless in a game?
I don't think that's possible, really, because he's Scion. You put a tank behind, but the problem is that the one you're getting ahead is also a tank. So
this is something else that's pretty interesting. Diane actually went for a. Oh wait.
Ajot looking finds the cage onto Ethereal. There's the Q, the feathers fly, has nowhere to go, but it might find enough damage. Ajot finds the tactical sweep kill, but here comes the snowball. Finds the knockup, not in time, and he takes the kill on Ethereal. Looks for more, they get it. Fuji's here. Fuji looking for the damage, takes down Balthazar. Here comes the absolute zero. It's gonna be way too much damage for Reign of Kings. Vader's in the middle here trying to get the kill on Fuji. He gets the shield, not enough, and the double kill comes in for Fuji, and that is a blowout for the side of White Lotus.
That fight at the end, seeing all four of their hit the Maokai just looked like a raid boss from Warcraft, so that was pretty fun. White Lotus right now is back on the driver's seat after being behind for like the first half of the game. Right now. So that's gonna be another Mountain Drake going for them, and that's a lot of damage.
Oh, that's double Mountain Drake. Oh lord. Yeah, this is definitely. It turns out that way when Reign of Kings loses out on these fights, that immediately transition to objectives for White Lotus. They're now with the power of double Mountain Drake. It really puts a timer on them and really forces them into a position where they can't lose these fights, because a lost fight will immediately turn into 1 or 2 lost towers now that they have. I mean, on top of double Mountain Drake, they have Xayah Rakan, who, on top of having that lane synergy, having those interactions, those skills, they burn down towers very quickly. With Rakan gaining the clean cuts passive from Xayah and both of those burning down towers on their auto attacks, you will actually see those two just straight destroy towers on their own.
Yeah, but that's now a 20% damage for objectives, towers, and neutral camps. So Jesus Christ. And especially with having a Zaya, they can delete barons and towers and dragons like really quickly.
We're gonna see Reigning
yeah.
Kings around the Rift out here.
We might see another.
Members of White Lotus
here.
are around.
Oh wait.
Ooh,
No,
Ethereal on the
dude.
side gets locked up in the cage. Vader finds the snare, and nobody's gonna get to him in time, and he disappears. It puts a kill into Asadea's pocket.
Yeah. Rakan tried. Daydreams tried right there. Unfortunate. But now they have the Rift Herald. It's gonna be another gank to Fuji. Oh my
We see
god!
Fuji there on top of a dot. Gets the shield, not in time, not enough damage. The power of the Sword Shoes Nashers gets in there.
Oh wait, Daydreams.
Daydreams pops a stopwatch, but I think they're ready. He finds the flash, finds the knockup. They're spending everything to get him out of there, and they're gonna find the kill on the Daydreams now.
Jesus.
Looks for a
Wait,
little more.
now that we see Freshburger being 63, 64 CS up, do you think he's actually gonna manage a Flame Horizon here? A total of 100 CS against his laner?
Very possible. I say we see Vader committing a lot to team fights, doing a lot to be the one to, especially following up on a lot of Ajat's Camille ultimates, finding the snare immediately afterwards, lock him in the box, and lock him straight up for everybody to follow in. So it's very possible that Vader may not, be looking as much to CS off in the side lane as Freshberg is kind of picking himself up from the two death deficit, which he's mostly mitigated by now, finding himself in the items. He's about to pick up his next item. But regardless, I believe that's going to be an Abyssal Mask on the Scion. I think. That's definitely what Abyssal Mask builds out of, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yes. And also, now that we see, there's gonna be like a lot of contest. The next Drake and Baron's gonna be up in like.
Looking for pings going down all around the map here. Looking for just, some more top lane back and forth action. We all love that. I don't actually love that much, but
Yeah. Now that Baron's up, you have two Mountain Drakes. Really, Reigning Kings is gonna be like really focused on trying to get as much vision as possible because they can delete it in, like seconds. Well, not seconds, but like,
yeah, so they definitely have the DPS to burn down a Baron fairly quickly if they have to. Between the Diana on the Nashor's Tooth build and of course the Zyra Khan, Nunu still has the ability in his queue, so they will definitely burn down a Baron if they, very cleanly win a fight of theirs. And we see Ajat finding the damage on Kairos, but he's getting locked up in the absolute zero. Flashes out of there, still takes a bunch of damage. Bells are there to block up any follow-up.
And not really much gonna happen after that. It's gonna be a flash.
We see a snowball here in the top lane, getting it blocked off.
World's biggest snowball, or the biggest snowball ever.
They really want to get this tower here, and they have Mountain Drake, and it's gonna be hard to defend this. Belzar trying to do what he can. Unique has ult to threat here.
Yeah, but realistically, while this is happening, look at Freshburger setting up a pushing lane down in bot lane.
Definitely.
He does have the TP in like a second now.
And he's got a few seconds.
So that's gonna guarantee him.
Another snowball coming through into another Braum shield. I don't think anybody. Oh, Jot's here on the side. They might look for something. The hookshot comes through, the flash comes out, but they're on the backside. Fuji finds the kill on Asadeus before anything happens. But here comes Fuji on this back. Diana's putting out so much damage. The double comes in for Ethereal. Nobody can take him out. Balthazar gonna find the flash after, and Fuji finds another kill.
And that could be Baron right there. They have a Nunu. They have a really fed Zaya. They have two Mountain Drakes. They can burst that.
Freshburger is putting the hurt on Vader. He's gonna take out the minions there, so he doesn't lose too much. But
yeah, as I was saying, look at the Baron going.
They are definitely gonna burn down this Baron. I mean, it's not the fastest Baron in the world, but definitely pretty fast for a 22.5-minute Baron. They will
Um,
most likely get that
that's-
without any competition whatsoever, unless we see Astadeus with the clutchest Kaisa Q ever. That is definitely not going to happen. Don't even think it has that
Maybe
much
W.
range. But they're going to pick up that Baron, and Freshberg is going to smack the tower around a little bit. Of course, the damage mitigation from towers with there's no minions around is a little bit more than you get from Mountain Drake.
And now you see the game right now, and you think that the early game of was just like a like a fever dream from White Lotus.
We see this happen, not a lot, but we see it happen a few times with White Lotus games. We see.
Speaking of Cloud Drake, speaking of your favorite Drake, there it is.
There it is. Cloud Drake goes over to the Reign of Kings. They did it. They have the most important dragon. Wind beats. Well, you know, rock beats flying, but you know, in other games, wind beats earth as an element. So we take it. However.
Avatar: The Last Servant.
What I will say is we definitely see a lot of White Lotus games where teams will gain an early lead, and we find the early kills on these solo laners. Relatively, it happens. And the problem is that White Lotus has, bands together so well as a team that they're able to, mitigate their losses. They don't give up objectives early, and they keep their farm consistent, keep it ahead in some cases. And we're going to see Freshberg on top of a dot here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's able to fight that Scion, but he's going to hook shot out of there. He does not want any of that Scion.
Yeah, he does more damage than Scion, but Scion can tank more than he can. So, that's going to be it for that nonsense. Now they're, Reign of Kings is actually setting up for a push mid lane, or to try to defend mid lane, actually.
A dot is chilling between towers right now.
Mm-hmm. And
wait a minute. Oh, he's clearing out the wave fine. So he doesn't have more minions to push with. Couldn't figure out what he was doing. I was only looking at the mini map.
yeah, he was proxying.
I understand. He was definitely proxying. Daydreams has the ultimate available. Finds the W, knocks up the Maokai, gets the Orianna shield, but I don't think it's enough. Orianna also finds two, but it's too late. They're coming through. They find tower after tower on the sides here.
Is it me, or was that Orianna aesthetically pleasing than actually doing anything?
It looked really nice, but I think too much damage had been done to the rest of the team before it really got to, have a powerful impact.
Mm-hmm. As now they're just gonna push him top too. They can probably go to top, and if they do have Baron empowered minions.
Yeah, without the threat of the Braum Ori ultimate and having the Baron. Oh no! They're gonna come in there. They're looking for more. That's just people pouring on top of Josh, trying to get in. Finds Ethereal on the side, gets the cage up. Has the protection from the Recon, but it's not enough. He actually goes down. Ethereal's down, and Reign of Kings is pushing here. A Jot finds another stun. A Jot in a rampage right now. Finds a double kill. Finds the kill into Freshburger, and that's an ace for Reign of Kings. That's a fight for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, technically it was something. They still lost the tower, and they still have, they
towers
still
don't
have
respawn.
Come on.
Towers don't respawn. It is what it is. But what was incredible there was a Jot managing to snake his way through the back of that team fight and get on top of Ethereal to really get his eye out of there. While everyone else was commit after the Freshburger commit into the center of Reign of Kings for everybody to have to fight him there. A Jot was really able to get around to pick him off from that fight, and then you just saw everyone else on Reign of Kings kind of pour over and get them thrown out of that. But the problem is those kills came after, I believe, losing 4 towers, maybe 3 towers, and an inhib there. So they definitely made their mark for what they lost there, and really in the scope of things gained a lot more. And they're still sitting at a 5k gold advantage around the 26.5-minute mark. But that I would still count that as a sign of life for Reign of Kings. They found something they can do in fights now, at least. They have a clear goal in team fights now. If we can get to Ethereal, if we can make them throw all of their forces at us, and we can find a way to get back to Ethereal before they blow up the rest of our team, then we can get ahead in the fight.
Yeah, definitely. And now there are no objectives in the map other than towers, so we're just gonna see a 4-1 push right now because mid lane is always getting contested. We're gonna see a 4-1 push from the side of White Lotus here, and I don't think Reign of Kings actually have a feasible way of stopping this push. I know.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna happen.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
gonna
they're
go.
looking.
They're just gonna go for that free inhib.
That is a lot of beef for that
Or-
new, but he's gonna get hit up a little bit. Unique does a pretty respectable amount of damage here. A Jot looking for the shot, but he's gonna back out.
Gone.
Yeah, Freshberg's gonna take this tower here.
Look at him hitting that tower like a boss.
He's throwing all of his
All of
bulkiness
his
into it.
might into that hammer.
Ooh, here comes the Maokai ultimate. They're looking
Oh.
for Fuji here. He gets reared up. He goes for the hourglass. He might be in a bad spot. He flashes away.
Whoa.
Looks for the kill,
Wait.
but he's
Is
gonna
he
get
gonna
taken out
survive?
here. He's
Oh.
gonna disappear, but here comes the Nuno ultimate. Doesn't have the damage. They're looking for a kill, but Ethereal's in the back now. Ethereal putting out way too much damage. Nobody can get to him. This is the problem. Daydreams finds a two-man knockup, but they're turning it around. Unique finds the kill, and they're gonna take out Ethereal.
They should have.
Kai was trying to sit on the inhib here, trying to get it. Freshberg is on turn on, finds the kill, and the Unique
Holy.
disappears under the decimating smash. But a double kill is gonna come in for Alcideus, and there.
But wait,
Freshberger isn't gonna get it. He gets it. Gets the inhibitor.
So definitely a misplay coming from White Lotus in that one. But now let's see. Baron's coming up, so in 50 seconds. But also Dragon's coming up, and that, if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be another Mountain Drake. So
Oh, yikes.
if White Lotus gets that, that's a triple Mountain Drake right there. And that's scary. That's really scary in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot. But checking that over, we are going to see that it's that is definitely gonna be a Mountain Drake.
That's and that's gonna be triple Mountain Drake, and then Baron's coming up in 17 seconds. With pressure on both mid lane and top lane, that's gonna be real bad for Reign of Kings.
Yeah, I was saying, no matter how much of a fight they're really able to do, if they keep getting into this fight cycle where they give an objective to White Lotus and then kill them, and they don't have, they don't have the ability to get anything. They're not getting much other than a bunch of gold off of these kills. So we're either going to see a point where Reign of Kings keeps winning these fights and eventually gets to the point where they can get something off of it because they haven't lost, so many forces from losing fights. But the problem is they have so little to work with right now on their end that they can't afford to really give White Lotus an inch. They have to fight them when they're approaching for an objective. And if they're not cleanly winning these fights, and they're winning fights with like two or three people left over that don't have the ability to push because they've been pushed in beforehand, then they're still not going to get anything out of it. And it's really White Lotus just looking for an opening to, close out the game off of a good fight.
Yeah. So I personally they're gonna fight here in Baron, but
Yeah, so this is Razor Edge right now.
this is really
Freshberger
bad.
is still in the bot lane, has the teleport available. Someone is gonna have to deal with him.
Indeed. Hopefully.
I don't want to see a
Okay.
Scion backdoor to end the game. That'd be ugly.
Yeah, they're just gonna.
They have to
they're
give it up here.
Everyone's backing up for him.
Yeah,
So-
they're gonna go in for the Baron here.
And he's just
Scion's
gonna
gonna go for the
run.
ultimate here. There's gonna be a flash to try to follow, but it's not gonna let it happen.
Yeah, he just runs out. He's like, that's not my problem. So, a lot of things going down right now, and really bad. What's happening right now is really bad for Reign of Kings.
Yeah, the
And
snowball's
I believe
going
this is
through.
going to be that Baron is going to be endgame.
Yeah, this is gonna be really rough unless we see something extremely clean come out from the side of Reign of Kings. Then they are in a precarious position right now. We're most likely
Indeed.
gonna see this last tower go down. Probably see the inhibitor follow shortly after. But find the Maokai ultimate. They're looking here. It's gonna find the snare
Ooh.
on to two. Vader's looking. Finds
Yeah,
the
that's
tactical
the
sweep.
food.
He is getting burned down right now. There is nothing he can do. He finds the heal, but it's not enough. The Sign ultimate finds three. Maokai
look
can't
at
stay alive. For
Fuji.
the Orion ultimate finds two. Pulls the through into the front, but he has the ultimate. Fuji's coming in on the back now. Tries to find Unique. The absolute zero locks him up. They do not do enough damage
That's
here.
game.
That is definitely game. They do not get to who they need to here. White Lotus are going to take the fight, take the game, and that is a solid
That
win.
is it for
Game
game
one,
number 1.
going to
White
White
Lotus
Lotus.
versus Reign of Kings. White Lotus taking the victory.
So, I look at this, and I'm looking now at the end screen, and I mean, looking at what I'm looking at, and it's very interesting. You see the numbers, you see the comparisons, and I mean, Reign of Kings had a very good showing this game. Reign of Kings definitely did not. I mean, they had their strengths this game. This was not a blowout by any means. This was a slow ramp that really worked out for White Lotus's, style of playing the game. Fuji definitely did his job of entering fights at opportune moments to pick off targets. Ethereal had his front line, working out for him most of the time to just stay in the back line and absolutely burn people down. And White Lotus really just played one of the games. And Reign of Kings definitely tried to create a lot of chaos in the beginning with the early kills. Ajat definitely putting a lot of pinpoint aggression down on Freshburger in the top lane. They're really trying to, take White Lotus off of their comfort zone. But in the end, White Lotus able to rally up, really able to play their game, and they really brought it together for that win.
Well played. Well played. As now we're gonna wait until a little bit to get into game number 2. So we're gonna be right back once we're actually ready and set for game number 2 of White Lotus versus Reign of Kings.
And we are back. Welcome to Games XP Championship. We've got Reign of Kings versus White Lotus. White Lotus sitting at 1-0 after a dominating performance, much like White Lotus fashion. And as we were getting to before the break, we caught over. Of course, looking at the numbers over on that, we saw Unique on the Orianna, definitely deserving the 2 mid lane bans that he got. And he did 23,000 damage that game on the Orianna, which I believe the next highest on his team was around 13,000, 14,000. But of course, on the side of White Lotus, Ethereal Xayah dealt 32,000 damage that game. So we definitely saw White Lotus, despite the mid and top, shakiness, which ended up they came back in their own style. Ethereal really pulled through and just blew up team fights in very traditional White Lotus fashion.
A lot of good plays coming from Kairos on the Nunu, and also Ethereal surviving for most of the fights. Actually really well played, I think, from Freshburger for creating side pressure, basically making Reign of Kings lose their minds, sort of in the mid to late game. So I think what they should be looking for, Reign of Kings, is to try to get something that could either match Freshburger on his split push type champions, and to put a lot of resources into Ayat or Ajat, since he was the primary carry for game 1 at least.
Yeah, I definitely want to see an adjustment in bans if they're looking for more of the same. I don't know. I don't think the bans are going to change, especially on the side of Reign of Kings. Their bans are definitely solid. I think that instead of I know there's a top lane ban that I questioned in the last rotation, and they really need to get away from the Scion. Or they really need to get Scion out of Freshburger's hands. Because, you saw what happens, and that just happens with Scion in general.
You mean the Mundo from last game?
Yeah, the Mundo ban. I think that definitely needs to be a Scion ban. Because the problem is, if you're going to go for those aggressive jungle picks and focus top lane, the problem with Scion is that he's a champion that just naturally scales over time. Because he has the W passive to gain permanent health off of killing any unit. So while you take him down a couple times, if he's able to get quickly back in the lane, farm up some minions, get some tanky items, he's a tank. You don't really remove the relevance of a tank from the game unless you're just, absolutely pressuring him both in lane and in jungle. And if you're going to do that by picking a tank of your own, you're not really able to, stifle out that Scion. You're just kind of trading back and forth with him. And in Vader's case, he was really sacrificing a bit of farm to try to harass him and not succeeding. So I think that if they're looking to if they're going to let the Scion go through another rotation, then they really have to focus that jungle pressure somewhere else. And I think that, especially bot lane, now that we've seen Ethereal's ability to, just absolutely run with games that he's handed a nice laning phase. Fuji, a very explosive, aggressive player in this mid lane looking for opportunist kills all the time. Both of them are definitely more valuable jungle pressure targets than Freshburger in this top lane, who's just going to die, come right back, keep on putting eggs in his basket, and, he's not really too worried about dying a couple times as long as he's putting up the CS numbers. So I think that's the adjustment that Reign of Kings wants to make. I don't think that the champions they drafted were bad. I think that the method to their play is what they want to adjust going into these games.
And now that they picked, first of all, White Lotus picking the Morgana is one of the best supports in my opinion, and Reign of Kings picking up Varus in to counter the Morgana is a really bad pick, in my opinion, from Reign of Kings. Because realistically, Varus cannot get his CC off if Morgana just black shields the ADC, so it won't be much of a problem. And a Thresh pick also. I don't like the Thresh pick in this, especially against the Morgana and now Illusion.
Thresh is interesting. I like Thresh. At the same time, I don't, because it's interesting. It's less interesting in laning. Laning, of course, Morgana is one of the stronger picks with your ability to just say, hey, you want to throw everything on this guy, now he's immune to CC. But I believe that it becomes a little better in team fights, because Morgana can only black shield one person. And if you see a Thresh coming and you black shield the Thresh target, that's fine. But you have the ability, and looking at what we're going to see get drafted for the rest of the Reign of Kings crew will be crucial to seeing if they facilitate this, Varus ult, Thresh hook, if they facilitate with more AoE crowd control layered down, then that would definitely be a huge boon for them. So Morgana can't just black shield one person and say, hey, you soak up all of their team fight CC, and they can't do anything about it.
And now Freshburger on the Ornn. I personally am a big fan of Ornn. I love him. I love his ult, and I love the brittle, especially paired up with a Morgana. That can be really, really bad for Reign of Kings. And really good for White Lotus.
Yeah, no, Lysandra is an interesting pick, and we see Unique on this pick often. He's a fan of the Lysandra pick. Lysandra is a very versatile mid laner that can do a couple different things for a team. She's got the ability to initiate, has the ability to, put out a steady amount of DPS, but they really are focusing a lot.
I was gonna say that. What do you think? What do you think Varus is gonna build this game? Do you think he's gonna go the standard attack speed, probably Bork, Rage Blade, that sort of build, or do you think he's actually gonna go the AP or lethality build?
I would say I think this will really have to adjust around the rest of the draft. I believe with Lysandra, who isn't really, she's not a burst mage. She's more of a utility kind of zone control mage. So I think a lot more damage is going to have to come into this Varus. So I think he's going to look into we're definitely going to be looking, I believe, more at the carry build onto Varus.
Yo, he's teasing us with this Yasuo pick. When is he actually gonna pick it? That's a Shen pick now. Shen is really good for this team comp, especially with the pick potential that they now have with the Varus, Thresh, and Lysandra. They can also have Shen to follow up if needed to. So that's actually a really good comp in my opinion for Reign of Kings. And there's a Malzahar.
Ooh. Yeah,
Wow.
this is definitely a different pair of drafts from last game, where you just saw a lot of we throw all of our R buttons at you and you die, which we're seeing a little bit more of out of the side of Reign of Kings, of course. You have the Varus ultimate, Lysandra ultimate. Shen is more protectable, but the difference mostly is in White Lotus's comp. We're gonna see Poppy jungle, I think. That's Poppy jungle. I don't know. You still have the Ornn. You have the Ornn ult to initiate, but it puts Freshburger in a different position because they don't really have anybody major in the 4 that aren't Freshburger to really start a fight. I mean, you could have Poppy run into people and try to find a stun or try to find something. I mean, you have the Morgana landing a binding. I mean, it's obviously not as impactful as the AoE ultimate from Ornn or something that'll really just cut through a team fight, knock a bunch of people up, and start on that term. So it's a little bit of a different style of aggression on the White Lotus crew, and I think that Freshburger isn't going to be as committed to just the AFK split push here. He's definitely going to have a lot more of a presence in team fights. Maybe he's looking to get on the Varus, get away from Lysandra, stop Lysandra from snaring up teammates and all that. But it's very interesting.
So what you're saying to me is like in last game where White Lotus had a bunch of situational CC, they repicked it with more situational CC for this game, except now with the Malzahar ult, which is a reliable CC.
Yeah, so it's reliable in everybody that's not Ragnarok Olaf here. I don't think the Olaf was a bad pick either. I think Ajat is definitely looking to find a champion that is able. Well, I don't know. It sort of is, sort of isn't, because you're looking for a champion to really get to ethereal in these fights. And while Olaf has the ability to get through the CC, we talk a lot about Olaf's just ability to really get kited. And Lucian, a very mobile, aggressive champion, and if he's not looking to be in the front of fights, sniping people down, then he'll be able to get around and play the footsies with Olaf to really not go down to him. So Olaf's a very risky pick, I think, here for Ajat to try to find something to happen here.
Yeah, and also, let me actually add this, that Reign of Kings doesn't really have, other than, I guess, Shen, but Shen is technically a bruiser too, they have 3 off tanks and they don't have a real tank. You know what I mean? Olaf builds damage. Thresh builds utility, and Shen builds also a bruiser build goes Titanic Hydra or Ravenous, depending on what build he's actually going. So realistically, if this goes into late game, they're gonna be in a lot of trouble, in my opinion. Also with a Malzahar, a Malzahar and a Morgana that can just keep anyone in your team except for I guess Lissandra stuck in one place forever. Or not Lissandra, Olaf, my bad. In one place forever, it's gonna be a yikes.
Yeah, this is definitely a different sort of styled composition from both teams, and I'm interested to see how it plays out. And I'm really looking to see what this bot lane from Reign of Kings is going to pull out, because we just saw, the power of Ethereal and Daydreams in the bot lane as they got left alone. The solo kills the kills came through on the mid and top lane, but Ethereal ended up pulling out and not having to worry too much about, jungle pressure, really that. And of course, Kairos did a nice job of coming back to him. So it's really going to be on. We're going to see if bot lane is going to be able to bring that action and get something done, or if we're going to see another pull away game for White Lotus. And I'm looking forward to it. We'll be getting into game 2 over here soon, but we're going to head over to a word from our sponsors, and I will catch you guys on the Rift.
My name is Tim Borseth, and I own and operate Games XP in Decorah, Iowa. Games XP is a geek paradise. We carry everything from Pong and Atari all the way to Xbox One and PS4, and all the games that would go with those consoles as well. We also carry a ton of movies. We have handheld games. We have Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon. We have D&D and Pathfinder. We carry Warhammer 40K. We have a vintage Star Wars selection. This place is great. My wife and I have had 6 kids, and they are so much fun to work with here at the store. They run the store as much as I do.
And we now repair cell phones, game consoles, computers, and small electronics.
Our store is instant fun. Not only is there cool music and cool stuff to look at, but we have a game room that is so much fun. It's free to play, and you just plug in your game system and enjoy life. The Game XP motto is bringing joy to people's lives through our products, people, and a place to play. So you have got to come to Decorah, Iowa, and check out Games XP and experience this geek gaming paradise.
And we are back. Games XP Championship. We've got Reign of Kings. We've got White Lotus. Game 2, current score is 1-0 for the side of White Lotus. And gonna see a little more running into the jungle. Probably still not gonna. Well, you have the power of Thresh Hook, and you also have Morgana Binding, so there could be a case made here for either team to look for an invade.
It'll be interesting. I personally, every time you see an invade, it's because it's gonna be a fun game. As they're actually not gonna move up. Or are they? They can. They can actually catch up Varus if they wanted to, but they have no vision at all. So. I mean, they have the Ghost Poro. Realistically, I have not seen a Ghost Poro in so long.
I know they buffed Zombie Ward and Ghost Poro. They gave it some buff that involves damage. I think if you have a Ghost Poro in the enemy, like behind enemy lines, and you get bonus 80 or AP adaptive, something like that, got added to that. So you're seeing a little bit more Ghost Poro for that purpose. People are setting up a cheeky ward in the enemy lines and get a little damage boost out of it.
I have not, but like, I don't know. I think Eyeball Collection is still like the go-to on that tree, on that side of the tree.
So it definitely gives a respect to the amount of damage. It's just one that scales over time, and I mean it favors games that you want to scale into. But of course the power, the vision you get from Zombie Ward and the like are definitely just as valuable. We're seeing a little more skirmishing from Vader in this top lane. We're looking to see a little different play from him. We're looking to see him able to keep up the CS now. Really have to get into the mindset that you're really, at the end of the day, tank fighting tank. So if you're not going to find the kills on Fresh Burger, you really got to focus down on the CS here.
Yeah, of course. As now we're seeing like, holy, that's very aggressive from the Lucian, actually going
that's
all
in.
in.
Level 2.
Yeah, it is, but like, wait, Thresh isn't level 2, is he? No, he's
that's
level
the
1,
power level 2
yeah.
Lucian.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, if Thresh had the hook there, that would have been so dangerous right there to do. Because he could have hooked them on the tower, and that could have been the end. That could have been the end of Illusion right there. As they're honestly just gonna shove them back early right now. Varus isn't really trying to poke. As we were talking about what build the Varus is gonna go, he actually went the lethal tempo. So he's most likely gonna go the build you were suggesting, the hybrid carry build, the Kog'Maw build, as I like to call it. And now here comes a gank, actually.
Ignite's coming down on Belazar, finds the hook, Ethereal dash to the side. Ethereal really having nowhere to go here.
First blood.
Gonna run out to make sure Thresh gets the kill.
First blood going to Thresh. And already, Reign of Kings, just like game number 1, is putting a lot of pressure into early game. A lot of early game pressure on side waves. Not really focusing that much on mid lane, as we saw that last game. He actually went twice top lane. And
Morgana, misses the flay afterwards, though.
Yeah, that's a feeling bad, right? Bit of a misplay, right?
Kairos looking in the wings here.
And wait, do you think? There's gonna be a setup here. Kairos is in there, but we're just like sort of baiting.
Yeah, I think Kairos is
wasting
his time.
His time, yeah.
He's here, but I don't think Unique's too worried. Just has enough mana to get the claw out.
That's the Lysandra special right there. You think you right,
of course, she gets a free spell from her passive every now and then, so once that was up, she had it to escape that, very threatening Poppy E gank.
Yeah, she was like, I'll pass on this one. As now, there's a bit of a really hard trade here.
Vader's doing a nice job of finding these trades, but you see the same thing is happening to him. He's finding these trades, but it's not significant enough damage to keep Freshburger away from CS, and he's pulling ahead for a CS lead here.
I mean, of course, Freshburger right now already has more health, and he basically bought Matt.
Right, having the ability to buy out of his lane is really doing a huge boon for him.
And now let's see. Shen is going to go basically even in lane until he can actually back and buy items of his own. He's probably going to get a Tiamat realistically, so he can counter the push from Ornn. But I think Freshburger here on this Ornn is going to go for a Bami Cinder and try to cancel out, like out push the Shen here in this matchup. As now, not really much moving around in the map. Olaf is like on the top side of jungle, probably going to go his way bot side, trying to get another kill, probably, or even try to put pressure on the dragon.
Good damage coming out there. Definitely trying to keep Varus on this back heel, and Ethereal's putting a lot of work in on the solution.
Oh, and actually couldn't take it because got silenced.
Got silenced there.
Yeah.
Neek has level 6 advantage though.
Oh, but here comes the Jet.
Jet on the Predator Olaf gets the slow.
Oh!
Looks for the flash ultimate, cleanses it off, finds the flash Q, gets the E and snare, expressing her tower.
Nice, but still
They
goes
find the
down,
kill.
and that's gonna be two
Finds
kills.
the wall slam into the tower shot and the Q afterwards, and that is a 2-for-1 on the side of White Lotus.
Yeah, that's 2 kills coming from White Lotus. And very well played from Kara to answer. After
Finds the hook there, finds the flay in, finds the ignite down. Looking anymore, the teleport's coming in from behind. Daedrus has to be careful here. Arzeus finds the auto attack. Unique is here, but there's another teleport for Freshburger. Oh no, the Ornn ultimate. He gets locked up and he can't hit it. Unique gets back there. Arzeus finds the damage onto Ethereal, but he's getting it locked in. The Shen ultimate's coming in now. But the piercing arrow finds and kills Ethereal.
Oh no!
Looking where Gator finds the taunt on the Freshburger, and they're gonna take him out. That's a double kill for Arzeus.
And that is well played from instantly answering the Ornn TP with the Shen ult, actually waiting for Ornn to finish that TP so he can be like, okay, now it's cleanup time, and goes in, gives a double kill to his ADC, and actually he built 2 longswords, so he might still be going to lethality for that.
You could be going Stormrazor, which isn't the most Varus item I can think of, but
he could still be building the Bork. There's a cut list. But I really wanted to see the lethality rate. Come on.
Yeah, but Reign of King's definitely doing a good job of utilizing that extra teleport they have. With Cleanse on Fuji's side and teleport on Unique side, he definitely put the teleport on his end to very good use there in the middle of that fight. So they were able to bring 2 to that fight, to White Lotus only being able to bring 1. Really worked out for them.
Yeah, and now let's see. They actually took Dragon away from Colonel, so very good for them, especially because of their team comp. Varus does outscale Lucian in late game, especially on that build. So now what they should be looking for is to keep pressuring bot lane, keep putting pressure there, so Varus can just freefarm, can catch up back to Lucian at farm-wise, because I believe he is only ahead of 500 gold, but being 2 kills ahead and only being gold is, like, really iffy. So he should be looking for farming, looking for bot lane pressure, and trying to get this Varus as ahead as possible, and try to get the Lucian to be useless into mid and late game.
Yeah, they're definitely adjusting properly. They're definitely finding the right kills, the right lane of aggression to, put their efforts into, especially with Ethereal putting himself on this, early mid pick. So if they're able to find the aggression down in the bot lane now and shut Ethereal down early, then he's going to be a lot less detrimental to the, overall team fighting power that White Lotus can bring. And if they're not really able to rally around Ethereal's, damage output here, then the White Lotus comp as a whole will really find themselves in a worse position.
And not just gonna be realistically what's gonna happen is they're gonna take some in the trades top lane, and here it comes. As I was saying, this is gonna be a lot of bot pressure.
Can't do anything about the Olaf. The Ragnarok comes through, and the Axe is gonna find the kill on Daydreams. The hook finds through. The flay comes in, dodges out of the box, and the ultimate. Very nice flash from Ethereal. He's gonna look for the culling here. That is a manaless Varus. But he's not gonna make a follow up here.
But yeah, like as I was saying, look at that pressure. coming
Ooh,
in.
a
Oh,
jot.
but wait.
I don't know if Ethereal finds the heal. It's not enough. Oh, he throws the last axe, and the Triumph Heals flashes the Mastery to show him who's boss. And Hiding Illusion is going to recall out of there.
Also, that skin is sick. When I saw the trailer for that one,
I do like that skin an awful lot.
Yeah, like, for me, that's the best Lucian skin now. Project is kind of meh compared to that one.
But it's alright. But no, the only thing I don't like about High Noon is that the really, really long coat. I think it's just a bit too long. I don't like the way it animates while he, does a
What do you
things.
mean? It looks like Kirito from Sword Art Online.
Great. Spray bottle. Get the winds out of here. We're looking more fighting this top lane. And Freshburger is kind of chilling his time out. Has the Catalyst now to refresh his HP as he spends the mana that he gets extra from Glacier Shroud.
And now let's see, now as a Jadis top lane, he can actually go for a gank onto Freshburger, remind him of what happened, and probably get a kill off of this. Freshburger does not have flash, actually, my bad. He does not have flash right now. He just takes a vision though and walks away. Rift Herald is up, so they might go for a play onto Rift. They do have top pressure. So, do you think they're gonna go for it? No, he's actually gonna trying to get some pressure on. What do you think they should do, Skyson? Are you there?
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Definitely looking for the come around. We had a lull there for a moment, and I'm just looking at the advantage that's getting built up here, and we're seeing sort of the same. It's not really the same problem, but it's the same issue that we're seeing. You see, Freshburger is a kill down, but he's 20 CS up, and you see the same in Ethereal. He's 2 kills down with a huge scoreline in Asadea's favor, but he's still got that 20 CS lead.
Oh,
so
but
really gotta make sense. Flay's gonna miss here. Kairo's looking for Asadea's here, but he's in the middle of 3, finds the knockup. They really gotta find it in here. Sandra doesn't get through, but he's getting locked up and disappears. The rest of the team couldn't get the follow-up there. That's a Manaless Fuji. Belazar's trying to get the front end, and the Soul Shackles come through, but Daydreams, he finds his stopwatch now. Ethereal slides in, he's getting locked up by the Lysandra ultimate. They're going to turn it on him now. That is 4, and he disappears now. That is a 4 for 0 on the side of Reign of Kings.
What were they thinking? What was Whitewood thinking? Play. They overestimated their damage a lot. They went in, dove 2 towers in, and now they're gonna lose 4 of them. They're gonna lose first tower bot lane. They have mid lane getting pressured by the Olaf too. So this is not looking good right now for White Lotus. Very bad play from aggressive.
Kairos is definitely looking for something very extreme on the Poppy, but the problem is he didn't have, when he went in for the heroic charge, he didn't really have anybody left to follow up after him. I mean, Daydreams had the flashes available, and you could have gone for something like a flash Soul Shackles, but they didn't really have the, they didn't have the authority to really start a fight that deep into following up Poppy. But we're gonna see an Ornn ultimate here. Might look for the solo fight. Freshburger not sitting crazy on mana, but Vader actually is gonna get hurt here, and they take each other pretty low.
I love how top laners use everything in top, and nothing happens still.
Right. Just
in bot lane, you see 2 people ult, and one of them dies.
Right, one of them absolutely has to die, and in a top lane fight, the ultimate is just another skill. It's just an R button.
Oh, there goes the Ornn ulti. Okay, nothing's gonna happen.
Ooh, we see Vader go for the taunt. This is pretty big, but Freshburger's gonna get a shield, gets himself out of there. But Vader looking for a little more, and he had the flash. He was looking for a crazy flash Q. But we see the dragon here. They're going to turn around that. Thanks for the leash. Kairos gets the kill down on the dragon. Cullen's going to come through, and they block it out with the crab. But here comes Unique, not going to get in there.
Yeah, weird they don't want to force a fight there. It's actually really good for White Lotus.
There's ultimate finds Ethereal, and Olaf ults out of there. But
yeah, like, right there, that could have been a really good fight for White Lotus. They were all backing off. They had important cooldowns, and now that Olaf used ult, they couldn't look to start a fight now at any given moment, or try to get a pick on him too.
Ooh, Freshburger.
Yeah, weird to see that Lysandra doesn't have a QSS either for the Malzahar. Normally you see people not necessarily rush it, but like just buy it just in case, like after
Well,
your first item.
I don't know, the utility that Unique has on this Lysandra, I think, puts him in a position where he's not too worried about being the focus of a Malzahar ultimate.
Oh,
But we're gonna see a taunt come through it, but Vader's gotta watch out here. Doesn't have a lot of health. Gets turned around by Freshburger, flashes out in time. Poppy tries to find the ultimate, but Ajot's gonna flash it. Turns around, finds the E, gets knocked away from the Poppy. He doesn't have the ultimate available. He's not gonna get to the Scion. Tries to turn around the Poppy, but not gonna get the damage. Here comes the Ornn ultimate. He's gonna get knocked up here. Doesn't have anything more from the Shen. Malzahar's gonna find the kill on Shen from behind. And that is White Lotus cleaning up 2 kills up there.
And that's how you do it. That's how you put pressure into lane. Now, they failed to do so in bot lane, and obviously got really behind from it, or lost a lot of objectives from it. But now they try again, but this time on top lane. They work around the cooldowns they do have, and they work around the cooldowns that Reign of Kings has, and actually comes out ahead in that trade. So now they can put a lot of pressure into their topside jungle, put a couple wards, probably, or actually not, since they are recalling. They could have done the Rift Herald there and probably gotten even more pressure topside. But they opt to just reset, get everything they need to get, and then try to go for another play somewhere else.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to rip through the rest of this bot lane.
I don't know about sending Lysandra bot lane.
I don't think that's the answer. I think if they find the bad end of a Morgana binding, I mean, Unique has the ability to, get the Lysandra ultimate there. Ooh, the Culling's gonna come in. Of course, an interesting thing about Lysandra is going on her. She has the ability on her Glacial Prison, her tomb, to ult herself, and if you do, you recover, I believe, 15% of your missing health off of it. So it's a very nice little interesting bait tool that you can use there.
Yeah, but you also have to think it's still 2 versus 1 in the bot lane, so that's even with the Shen being there, that's still gonna be tower going down.
Yeah, it'll really give them time to just burn down that tower. But here comes Ajot from the behind.
Oh,
Trying to look for Lucian. They get a lot of damage down on him. He's gonna go disappear. Unique was still there too. He finds the kill with the Ornn ultimate. Asadea's gonna flash out of there. Very nice job to dodge out of that.
Yeah, flash on Varus right there. So that's that can bring in another fight, as we see here in the top lane. They are going to engage again.
Oh, the ultimate narrowly misses on Varus. Thresh gets removed from the fight here. But I don't know. They have the damage. Asadeas gets the kill. He gets the attack speed from his passive. He's gonna kite out White Freshburger here. I don't think he has the damage to take out this Varus, and he gets the kill. And there we see the power of the Blade of the Ruined King.
Yeah,
absolutely ripping through both of these health-heavy tanks.
Did you see the damage on the Q though? That was insane. I did not expect Poppy to actually drop from that.
Oh yeah.
But thanks to Varus's passive on his W, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was the W. That was the W activated arrow, most likely.
No, but not only that, but the 3 little.
Yeah, the
I forgot the name. Yeah, but that was.
Yeah, I mean
that's
sort of the interesting thing about building Blade on Varus is you have the dual nature of you basically have dual HP shred, because Blight, the way Blight works is for each stack you deal percent health damage as magic damage, and then you have the Blade of the Ruined King for each auto attack you deal physical percent health. So just building straight health
as well.
Yeah, and especially on the Poppy, who at the time had no magic resistance or armor built, just had health built. So she was absolutely getting burned down by every auto attack the Varus was putting out, and it makes it very difficult to itemize against the Varus, who has the Blade of the Ruined King, if he's able to put out those blight stacks in these fights, especially if he's able to land the Chain of Corruptions, because of course they've added a recent passive to the ultimate that if you land the Chain of Corruption on a target, it puts them in max blight stacks. So you can immediately go for, an ultimate into an E and get that percent health damage off of the blight, as well as, get the auto attack afterwards for the physical. So it's a very interesting, real dual damage coming out from Varus.
Yeah, very unfortunate that he still missed the. Didn't really matter at the end.
Definitely didn't.
And also on the Poppy, sending the Thresh back just a little bit into it.
Lotus finds the hook, not gonna find the flame. The Ornn ultimate is here. He can find a solid knock up here, finds it onto Balthazar here, gets the shield, gets the redemption down on him, but here comes Ajot, gets through. Freshburger's gonna disappear, Tries to come in from the back, but I don't think that's the fight he wants. Fuji finds the ultimate on the side, but he's going to get locked up next. Unique finding a kill. He's on a killing spree now.
Jesus Christ. Another bad fight for White. This is turning out to be really bad here.
Yeah, this
They're going
is
to
an
lose
advantage
another
building
guy.
very heavily in Reigning King's favor. They're sitting on a 6k lead, and they have it on all the right people here.
Oh, but wait.
Ooh,
They're
Daydreams
going
looks for a flash ultimate. The Dragon's going to go to Olaf, but at the same time, they're going to find the return kill on the Daydreams. But Ethereal finds a kill off on the side on Thresh. Kairos is trying to take down a Jot, but a Jot has an attack speed low. He's got a flash away there. He finds the flash axe. He might get the kill here.
Oh.
Finds the E. Here comes Lysandra, and a Jot finds his kill. Chops down the Poppy here.
Yeah, and what was White Lotus thinking in that play? Like,
There was a bit of interesting things on their side. Viator's trying to find himself, finds the taunt, doesn't quite find his target. The root comes down on Freshburger. He has to get out of there.
but yeah, what were they thinking? Like they lost their members. Realistically, what you situation is backed off, try to regroup. It's only an Ocean Drake, so it's not really that important.
They're looking for a little more here. They find the return kill, and my camera went absolutely crazy there and didn't want to show me that fight, so I apologize.
Yeah.
But we are going to see Unique die there on the side of Unique of Ethereal's gun.
And they're right now 10 kills behind, and that is 6k gold difference from Reign of Kings to White Lotus.
Yeah, see, this is definitely a major turnaround, and I mean, we talked about it, and you're even still seeing a little bit of the same. Of course, you see Ethereal way down in kills. He's 4 deaths down to the Varus, still ahead 27 CS. You have Freshburger in the top lane ahead, roughly 30 CS despite his skill deficit. So it's looking like more of the same, but the difference, of course, is that the power now is in Reign of King bot lane, which is much more relevant for their ability to have a fight. And we talked about it in only having your AoE engage being from Freshburger. Freshburger's really got to land the ultimates, and he has to find them on Asadeus. If he doesn't find them on this Varus, then Varus really has free reign to just, rain arrows down on people in this fight. And it's going to be rough for anybody that's, not a flash ultimate from Malzahar or Daydreams finding a crazy ultimate to really get to this Varus when you have to deal with a Jot now sitting at the 6-3 Olaf on this tanky build, able to just run people down and start doing a crazy amount of damage. But it's a very good position for Reign of Kings right now to have their bot lane be fed.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a hook from Balthazar. Starts off the center of a fight, but an Ornn ultimate is going to come through and find 2. He's going to find the stopwatch. He's going to come through and find the... That's a 3-man knockup, but Varus is finding the kills here. Lockdown's going to come on to Unique because he's going to disappear. They're looking for him, but Asadeus, still safe in this fight, finds the kill off the hail of arrows. He's got a double kill, looks for the arrow. Almost finds the kill on Freshburger here.
Barely survived.
And there you go. These are the fight.
Almost canceled the
We're
Rift.
there.
But that's
Drops
gonna be
the Rift
another
Arrow
kill.
down. They find the kill on the Kairos next.
I don't think putting down that Rift Herald was worth it.
I want to say it was soon to expire. I did not catch when they had taken that.
It probably
It could have been a ward misclick for all we know. But it happened. So we have to see it as is.
Like, it probably was.
I want to say that it was mostly expiring, and they just wanted
Yeah,
to
it
get
probably
off.
was expiring, but like at that point you gotta think, was putting the Rift Herald, like, realistically, is it gonna do anything? Is it worth it to like put it down right now? That's just extra gold. That's just extra gold, for Reign of Kings.
Sure. And they ended up putting him in a not so great position. They ended up getting him killed too.
So yeah, now we're gonna say probably they're rotating, like they're hovering around there, and so we might see like a fight burst out there.
We're gonna see the fight break out. We're gonna see the arrow come through. Asadeus is gonna try to survive here. He's actually gonna live on the side. They're looking for more. The Malzahar ultimate comes through. They're actually gonna find it. Jot's gonna find the kill onto Ethereal. He's not able to get these kills down on
This
Asadeus.
is a good fight for White Lotus right here.
They're looking for a little more here. And he's gonna come off the side, and he's gonna actually go down. They're looking for more. Viator's next. He's on the Shen. He actually pulls out through the Thresh Lantern.
The Ornn ulti.
At the same
Call
time,
up
here
the
comes the
first
Ornn ultimate. It comes through. It finds Vader. He's gonna get knocked up here. Resto tries to do something. He doesn't even find it. I think he found a Voidling there. But Shen's gonna go down, and White Lotus is gonna find the 3-for-1 here.
Oh my god. So that they did so well around this. It's a really important fight to them. They're going to lose mid tower. They're going to lose Baron pressure, and they're probably gonna lose. More than likely, they're gonna lose a bot lane tower too, or actually not, since they aren't gonna pressure it. So that's a 3-for-1. For, well, technically 4-for-1 for White Lotus.
Yeah, they're gonna really try to bring up the advantage through objectives here or there. Still sitting in a pretty rough deficit, mostly in kills now. They try to even out the towers.
Yeah, what do you think they should, like, if you were White Lotus at this point, what do you think, what would you do to try to get back into the game?
Ooh, not get flanked by a Jot here, who's trying to look for some kills. He's ulted up. He gets on top. The Varus ultimate comes through. Fuji's gonna flash out of there. Daydreams doesn't even find enough time to ultimate. The Redemption comes through and finds the heals. They're looking for more. Fresh Burger, so he can barely get out of there. They're trying to get everything run through. A Jot tries to find on the Fresh Burger. He's gonna get shut down. Unique finds the kill on the Malzahar. Ethereal's trying to drop, coming from behind. The Ornn ultimate's gonna come in and try to stymie them away. But I don't think they're gonna make a fight here. Unique doesn't go in on that claw.
Yeah, so right there, he couldn't go in because he was knocked up by the Ornn ulti. It was still in progress.
I'm done.
But yeah, no, definitely well played right there by White Lotus. They actually still got a kill. They traded 2-for-1, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or no, 1-for-1, was it?
I believe it was a 2-for-1.
Yeah, 2-for-1, never mind, Morgana just spawned back. So, honestly, while you're behind, that's actually a pretty good trade. But not when you take a very good fight like you did earlier.
Yeah, and they're definitely gonna. It's nice because after they find that, they find those kills and they're converting them into objectives now. That's what we saw wasn't able to happen in their previous set. We just saw in the previous game. You saw a lot of kills coming out, but you weren't seeing kills really convert to anything. And while those people finding kills were still at a CS deficit, it wasn't really creating much of an actual advantage for them. And even while they were 4 or 5 kills ahead in the last game, they didn't have a gold lead because they weren't getting anything out of their advantages. But now they're converting it into dragons, they're converting into towers. They're very definitively ahead in this game. And they have a lead to solidify here.
Yeah, and now Baron is a objective they might own.
Hook's gonna come through on Kairos here. He stops the Thresh pulling, but they're looking for more. The fight's coming through on both sides.
Wait.
Unique finds himself on the side. The Ornn ultimate finds 3. The Redemption's gonna come down and try to heal some people up. But the Daydream's slow saga is gonna come through on 2, but Daydream's gonna disappear. Kairos gets pulled back into the team. They're looking for more. Ethereal's on the back here. Not enough damage on this. As they find Ethereal, Ethereal finds himself a kill. They turn around, they find the kill on him, but on the back we see Fuji take Ossidatus out of the fight. This is
so much
Malzahar. Unstoppable amount of damage.
Wait,
Malzahar coming through with a
not.
triple kill here.
Did you? He popped Ossidatus there with his
Ossidatus
ulti,
was not ready for that.
with the W. Holy, that is the start of a comeback if I've ever seen one. That's
Yeah,
gonna
that
be
was definitely-
power going to begin. They were behind almost 9k gold, like 10 minutes ago, and now they're actually only behind roughly 4k, 3k.
About 3.5.
And that's gonna be in him also going down. Actually, maybe they do have death timers, and yeah, it's going to be the
Yeah,
in him
something
going down.
down here.
They are going to get away. Baron is a very important objective that they might contest here with the mid lane pressure that they do have, as they actually start warding around, taking out wards too, getting that vision control.
Yeah, it's definitely looking good, and definitely Ethereal doing a nice job of putting himself in a good spot in that team fight, and especially finding the flank for Fuji to pick up so many of those kills. Got himself that 3rd item, now on that 3-item spike, and he's going to create a lot of problems for this Reign of King team as they really are looking to find these Thresh hooks and just sort of dogpile on top of the first person they find. And as long as White Lotus is able to make sure that's Kairos or Freshburger, who really are able to, outlast these fights and not be too worried about it. We're going to see the hook coming into Fresh Burger. We just talked about it. The ultimate's going to come through. He's locked up. They're looking for a little more. The ultimate's going to come through in 1-2. But at the same time, we see a Jot trying to find Unique's going to find the ultimate here. Tries to find the kill on Ethereal. Doesn't get the kill. Ethereal's going to stay alive here. Unique's trying to find some more. Turns it around. Vader finds the kill. They're looking for more, but Asade is still alive. No. The Mal's ultimate's not enough. That is just damage coming out for crazy on this Varus. And at the end of the day, that is going to be a 2 for 4.
Yeah.
4 for 2 on the side of Reign of Kings.
Unfortunately, it looks so good for White Lotus up until Lucian got caught.
Yeah.
Very well played. They couldn't get it onto Asadeus on the Bears. So they actually, that's the reason they lost the fight. Just because of a bit of mispositioning. And also,
well, I mean, the problem is,
yeah,
there's so much extra pressure being put in these team fights from a Jot who immediately just responds by ulting and running at Ethereal that nobody can really, you can't answer an ulting Olaf, because if your answer is crowd control, obviously that it's going to work. So you have to commit some people to protecting Ethereal after the Olaf ultimate's worn off. At the same time, they're focusing their aggression on Unique. You saw him on the side of that Baron pit. He got locked up by the Poppy stun, and a couple of people were going over to spend some skills on him. He was able to keep himself alive for an extremely long amount of time between hitting himself with the Glacial Tomb and then popping the Hourglass afterwards. He was just creating a lot of pressure in that fight off on the side by just basically being a distraction.
And, oh boy, Baron's getting started now.
Ooh, they're looking for the Baron here. They see Shen in the bot lane, but he does not have the ultimate available. It has a teleport though. They're gonna do this Baron decently quickly, but Reign of Kingston really assembled their numbers here.
Yeah, but that's a very good Morgana.
More of the ultimate's gonna come through. He's gonna find the knockup. Comes through, but it's unstoppable. But it's still gonna finds the ultimate from the Varus. They're looking for a little more. The knockup's come through on 2. Vader on the backside. Ethereal cleanses up, finds the QSS in the top. There's so much fight happening on both sides, but Asadeus in the end is gonna find the kill, finds the double kill. And there you go. He is still alive at the end of the day.
So, as what I was gonna say before this fight, or before the Baron even, Fuji is honestly getting a lot of picks and is getting a lot of damage through, but every time he does go for it, he always arrives late to fights. He always arrives late to all the team fights, even though he is putting out a lot of damage. Imagine if he actually managed to be at the start of the fight or start engaging the fight.
Sandra Ultimate is going to break the mouse passive as he gets hooked back in, and they're going to find the kill there. Fuji going to go down, and Reign of King's going to try to barrel down this top lane.
Yeah, they could do that. They could also go for Baron. There is is 2 members down from the side of White Lotus, but they also have constantly pushing mid wave because of the missing inhibitor there, super minions. But they're actually going to start the Baron, I think. Or no, they're gonna. They're
gonna go for this. No, they're gonna back off.
Yeah, they're gonna back off from that. Now that they're backing off, actually no, I was gonna say that they might go for a Baron play. Oh, but that's.
Unique's gonna get locked up here. Gonna pop the Hourglass. He's gonna watch out for the Poppy stuff. That's a lot of CC. The Sentinel's gonna come through, but he disappears. He's not gonna be able to come to that fight. Those are sense of the box. The Arnold's gonna knock him up. He flashes over the wall to try to get himself out of there. Varus Ultimate's not gonna do anything to dispel immune Ethereal.
Now they could go for a Baron power play because of the misposition of Unique there. So that could really cost them.
That was definitely not the move that they wanted there.
Oh, wait, never mind. Fuji's bot team.
Yeah, Fuji, they put him on.
For the Baron though. Fuji is walking his way up there.
Jot's running on the Predator. He's ultimate up on that Olaf.
Wait, that's the ultimate down for Olaf. They should be
engaging they have to turn around this fight now. That's for the Redemption's gonna come down. Those are gonna get healed up. They're looking for more. Freshberg's gonna find the knockup. Daydreams. Asadeus has to kind of watch the side of this fight. Has to watch out for Ethereal. The one was tapping on the side. And the kill's gonna go to Ethereal with a little bit of help from Fuji. Not quite a clear 1v1, but at the same time,
I think that could be game. They can push out mid lane. They don't have minions, but they can just force it as 5. It's 5v3 or 5v2, my bad. 5v2 right here. As they can just literally run it down. They could also go for Baron. They are going to run it down.
I think they have the game.
The minions are now walking.
So Unique and Vader are up. Here comes the Ornn ultimate. Finds the knockup on the Unique to distract him a little bit. He's trying to get into the center of the team. He's not going to go for it.
Ratchet's up now.
Vader gets caught out from the Shenton. Can't quite find it. Gets knocked around with a Poppy. Freshberg's going to find the knockup.
This is a bad fight. This is a really bad fight for White Lotus.
They're doing what they can under their tower. The Malzahar ultimate's going to come down. Unique, who finds the Hourglass on himself. The Shenton's going to kill. Kills going to come through on Freshberger, and both top laners are down. Unique finds the kill. Finds the Flash W ultimate. Great combo coming out of there. He finds the kill he's looking for. Members of White Lotus go down, and they're stymied away from that, and that is the kill coming in.
But that,
He needs to pop, but here comes the Olaf. He dashes through the wall, but he's still coming. Can't find the kill.
Yeah, no, they should have. The second they saw that they were getting engaged on, they should have backed off. They should have seen death timers. Thresh came up the second Poppy died, or like a couple seconds before she died. So at that point, you gotta think, okay, they have a lot of members up right now, and we're really low. We should we should back off, probably regroup, go to Baron. We do have mid pressure. They don't have a Nexus Tower, so that should be free for us. But now they just gave it back to him, and now this is gonna be an even longer game than what it was.
Ooh, that could have been something cheeky, but we're gonna see the knockup from the Ornn ultimate. Not gonna have much follow up there. Freshbergers find some knockups. They might be bringing the team here. I don't know if Poppy wants to. That's gonna get killed for us today. You're seeing the carry build come through on Varus here. That is an unstoppable amount of damage as they find the kill on Poppy here. Unique's trying to get on top and work on it here. Pops that black shield, and that is gonna be the disappearance of Daydreams.
Unfortunate. White Lotus should have just that barely.
Yeah, I don't think Freshberger really wanted to start a fight there.
Yeah,
that is a 14, 2, and 20 Varus. That man has a lot of items and a lot of ways to kill you.
Yeah, they're just gonna run it down top. They can actually pretty much end this game. They're missing tanks. They're missing their support. That could be game for.
I would say they have the Baron buff. They have the means to really push this down, and this has to be a real airtight defense coming out from White Lotus on this side. They can make it happen. Yeah, they're gonna stab him away there. Fuji's gonna get his passive broken.
Thank God one of the two that are alive is Malzahar.
Yeah.
With the insane amount of wave clear, and also Lucian with his ulti. So they survived for this one, but realistically, it all went downhill when they engaged one by one into Baron Pit. What they should have probably done is they should have probably regrouped, gone to mid lane, gone to sideways, push out sideways, and either force a fight in Dragon, or have all your lanes pushing where you can freely go for the Dragon and probably go for an end game fight.
Ooh, coming in on Daydreams. Ornn Ultimate's gonna come out here.
Oh, wait.
Looking at the knockup on Aviator and Najat here. Look's not gonna find the follow.
Yeah, they're gonna go for Dragon now. There might be a fight breaking down now.
Ooh, they're gonna go for the Dragon.
Pit.
While Lotus is walking in, Poppy Ultimate's gonna send him out. At the same time, we're gonna see the Malzahar Ultimate. The stun's gonna come through. We're gonna see Shen go down. Unique's in the center here. Looking for more. They find the hook on the Poppy, but people are dropping. Unique finds the kill on Daydreams, but he disappear afterwards, and I think this might be why Lotus fight Ethereal. Asadea is gonna come out with the kill there. He's gonna turn in that passive is charged now. He's got nobody to worry about. He's gonna find kill after kill. Poppy's gonna come in, but Asadea is still in the back here. They have to get away from the Varus.
Yeah, Ethereal right there kind of wild turtled and eat behind. Wait, Fuji. Fuji. That's all you can say about that one. Fuji. So yeah, as I was saying, the Ethereal there kind of went for a wild turtle fight. Oh, but there's still gonna be a chase.
He ults away.
That's all you need to say about whatever happened right there. Probably trying to delay his back for super minions to actually hit into tower.
Yeah.
But here comes their inhibitors coming back up. So this game is very back and forth. Like, from what you see now, who do you think's actually gonna take this at the end?
I don't want to say it because I mean, you're seeing the appropriate back and forth getting played, and I mean, all the cards are in Reign of King's hands. They definitely have the ability to you know, absolutely put this game to rest. And really, I think we're getting closer and closer to the point where if either team is able to, you know, find the 5-man sweep of a team fight, which is getting rough for either side. Of course, you have Lysandra, who's able to live super long. You have Malzahar, who's building up to a terrifying amount of damage in these fights. But I think if Reign of Kings is able to make, you know, a clean or semi-clean fight that leaves at least 3 members alive and aces White Lotus, they'll have the game here for sure.
I think what I said at the start is still what's gonna happen. I think White Lotus needs to wait for important cooldowns. Maybe probably the Olaf ulti and either Varus ulti or Lysandra ulti, and then try to engage a fight after that. Because but wait, Ethereal.
Go look for more. Ethereal tries to zap down Invader. Does a decent amount of damage to that Black Cleaver Blade of the Ruined King.
Weird he didn't go for Essence Reaver yet. Do you think he's going for that, or do you think he's going for...
Unlikely. I imagine he's going for the Guardian Angel next.
Oh, true. JA does build off of BF. My bad, I'm boosted. He... Okay, nice binding.
Binding's gonna go down on Thresh. Calling's gonna come out. Adjust gonna get ejected.
Yeah. But you have to think, top lane is still pushing, so someone needs to go answer that. As you see the things right there. But they're still gonna like try to protect this bot tower, try to protect the bot inhib. Binding misses right there.
This is just a very back and forth. The hook's gonna come in under Freshburger. I don't think they're gonna make a fight up that. Flay's not gonna find anyone.
This is just a game.
This is just a... Right, I mean, you see waves are pushing. Ooh, the hook's gonna come in on Ethereal. The Own Ultimate's gonna come out here.
Oh, but wait, that's an ult on Lysandra.
That's the back.
Lysandra.
Unique is dead on the side with no response. Daydreams finds the Flash Ultimate. This is not looking good for the Reign of Kings.
Oh,
Bellazzar's
no.
gonna go down next. He's gonna ult out after the Morgana snare.
But look at top lane. Look at top lane for Reign of Kings.
Nothing in. But... That's
wait, is the inhib back up? The inhib is back up. But it's gonna fall down by super minions. So that's gonna be TP out from Shen. From this Viator right there. And that's gonna be top inhib going down again. As they're gonna keep pushing. Do you think that they're gonna go for a base race right here? No, Shen backs off actually. But that's GA popped from...
More Asadeus trying to do what he can, trying to get the Kono through. He does not find the kill. And they are not able to get it through. That is a clean kill. Viator's trying to do what he can.
Right there for Illusion for Ethereal. And I think that could be game. Actually, no. Lysandra and Thresh came back up. They might be able to protect this.
I'm watching it. They have the numbers. It's gonna find the Black Shield. The taunt's gonna come through. Oh, Ethereal's gonna disappear there. Or an Ultimate comes back in, only finds Vader there. Unique's back in the mix of things. Kairos getting flayed around, knocked around, not really, but finds the Flash and the Black Shield. Taunt's gonna come down on Morgana now. They find the hook. She's gonna disappear here. Finds the hook, the Hourglass. Gets played back, disappears. Double kill coming in for Unique.
Well, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. They could defend 3 versus 4, no problem. They
with Vader creating the pressure in the top lane to get that inhib down, it really hindered them a little bit. They weren't really able to just instantly push after the kill. So
yeah, after the fight. But yeah, now they're looking for Baron again. But oh no,
oh no. Wait, he has the...
Oh, but wait. Oh, that's actually pretty. That's actually pretty good. Believe it or
That
not.
is a pair of return kills coming through on both the sides. And very nice. Fuji putting out a lot of damage. But at the same time, we're going to see Reign of Kings going on this Baron now.
But this Baron is actually going a bit slow because they do not have the to actually delete it. It's still going to go down. Don't get me wrong, but like the lack of damage from Varus and that trade kill from Fuji was actually pretty crucial for them. Also, taking away Baron from him.
They're going to look towards the Elder now. I don't think they have as much agency to really take that. The teleport comes in from Unique here.
Yeah, but they can actually go for a fight here. Like, They don't have their main damage dealer. This is a really
Yeah, I would
risky
say not
elder.
having. I would say not having Varus here is just about as risky as White Lotus not having Malzahar here. Golden
I
comes
think it's
through
even more because the Varus is technically like their main source of damage, while Fuji on the Malzahar is just there for picks and sustain, and obviously damage. But like, they still have Ethereal with the Lucian, as that's gonna be Elder Drake, so it's gonna be the classic battle of Baron versus Elder. He's gonna win.
Well, I'll say, well, the difference is that it is a Baron versus a 1 Drake Elder, or could have been a nice 4 Drake Elder on the side of Reign of Kings.
Yeah, but unfortunate they traded the kill for Varus and Malzahar. So, but here comes the fight.
Ooh, Malzahar finds a flash hook, but the Black Shield's gonna come through. Palpe ultimate gets channeled to try to make sure nothing goes crazy there.
Yeah, and then they're gonna go for. I think they're gonna try and force another fight. Elder Drake is looking like very scary, in my opinion.
It makes your team look more intimidating by default. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
Here comes the Ornn ultimate. Finds 2 there. Bellazzar's gonna
no.
disappear, but there's the Mal's ultimate getting spent.
Wait,
That is
that
one of those.
might be
Remember,
game.
Vader is in this top lane.
That is game. I think that's game right there. Yeah, that is game. That is
Vader
what
is in the top lane, not on.
Well, GG boys.
They are gonna disappear. They don't have the force here, and White Lotus is gonna end the game.
Well, me
So,
too.
That's a 2-0 for White Lotus.
Me too, I guess. And even though it was a 2-0, it was like really close. It was a
Yeah, I would say
very,
Reign of
very
Kings
close.
definitely put on the aggression, showed that their lanes have the ability to, bring in the power, play the game. Unique looked very good on Lysandra for a long majority of the game, and we're going to be moving over shortly to another game, so we are going to hit our MVP pick for this game. So who do you think took the MVP for this set for White Lotus?
For White Lotus, I am actually not sure. I think for me it's between Fuji and that Lucian. I can't say that name. Ethereal.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had to look at it, I mean, Ethereal definitely pulled through in the first part of the game. Game 1, he was definitely a major key factor there. And Game 2, it was really him getting forward and on that Lucian, finding the right way to slide into fights, the right people. He was able to get a lot of duels down on Ossideus and take him out. So I think I would have to, I don't know. It's important because it's really hard to look at the MVP of a White Lotus game because they play their comps so well around each other. And I mean, it's always Kairos finding himself the early ways into a fight. Freshburger able to usually provide those AoE crowd controls. The Cyan ults look great. The Ornn ultimates were absolutely crucial. Fuji's able to pick somebody off out of nowhere. Those Diana flanks from behind in Game 1 were absolutely crucial to a lot of their fights and killing off prime targets. And so many of those Malzahar ultimates did the same job there. He was able to he found Balthazar there. That fight just removed him before he was able to do anything on Thresh. But I think I personally would give my MVP this series to Imperial.
Okay, so I think
that
now
we're gonna
we
go
both
with?
agree on that. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with.
We're going to go with that.
I just want to say thanks for the opportunity for casting. It has been Animosity and Skyson here on the casting booth. We have another game.
We'll be heading over to you very shortly. We have the Purple Cobras and Furious Gents will be coming on here with another set of casters. And I will catch you guys again at 10 for White Lotus versus NFG. We'll be seeing them again. So, look forward to that. And thanks for watching, guys.